Had friends. I know I've been quiet for about 2 weeks, but I've just been very busy. And I thought I would give you an update. So technically, I'm supposed to be on vacation right now. We had made plans to go spend some time with my husband's aunt, and due to some unexpected medical things with her part of the family, we had to make some changes, and it ended up being that it just wasn't going to be doable or affordable for us to change our airline tickets and try to come later in the week, which is okay. Everyone's okay, but at the same time it was very disappointing because we'd wanted to go out there, and vacation is something you look forward to. And at first I was frustrated, and my husband was trying to get us to go somewhere else, and I just didn't want to spend the money on that. And I was like, you know what, let's just stay here and we'll do a staycation and just relax, right? And I thought to myself, well, what were you going to do on vacation anyway? And of course the answer was read books, and I was going to do some canning with Aunt Pam because she wants to learn, and my husband was going to go hunting with them. They were supposed to go hunting. But mostly it was, I don't have to answer email, and I don't have to answer the phone or text messages or any of those things because I'm on vacation. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. We'll just stay home. I could do all those same things here. And I have, of course. I read a 586-page book yesterday. Let's see. Sunday was the first day, and I canned 15 quarts of venison broth. There's that. Monday, I dehydrated like 2 half-gallon jars of oranges, and I canned a small batch of apple pie filling. Tuesday, which was yesterday, I did nothing. I read a 586-page book because I can. I also started an DNF the book too, which I have tried to pick up twice now, and it just isn't working for me. That's okay. I had picked up a Grady Hendrix book called We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll, and it is interesting, and it's Wednesday, and I'm canning again. I'm doing a batch of chili, and I am taking videos, and I have a lot of videos that I need to sit down and do some editing and voiceovers for, but I just had this thought. I was sitting here. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but my pressure canner is going. That's what the sound is. But I was sitting here, and I'm trying to read my book in between. But my brain is thinking about other things. I have projects that I had been thinking I was going to do when we came home that my husband and I have been discussing that I think we're going to go ahead and do now. I need to reorganize the pantry because there is a lot of canning in there, and those jars are heavy, and I don't like the way the shelving is looking, and so that's on my to-do list. I wasn't going to do it till I got home, but now it looks like maybe I'll have time to do that. I don't know. Also on Monday, I planted all of my garlic, and my husband put together one of our 2 new garden beds, and we did not even fill this garden bed all the way because I had not anticipated the size of it. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out and get some more dirt and fill it in. It's just like I've got a lot of stuff going on. But the one thing that I haven't been for the last 4 days is stressed out, pissed off. I haven't bit anyone's head off in days because I just have been working a lot. It just is the way that it is right now. I've got a lot of things going on, and just trying to make sure that we can pay for everything that we're supposed to. And I had a kickback to when COVID happened. And when COVID happened, they did not allow anyone in our state who was a barber or cosmetologist to work for almost 4 months. And I was able to get on unemployment like lots of other people were. And both of my sons were working at the time. One was a mechanic and one worked for an ice cream shop, and he ran the ice cream truck, so he was working. So, we paid all the bills and everything. But I was so genuinely happy and relaxed during COVID. I mean, the first couple of weeks were hard because I'm a workaholic and I like to do things. But that was actually when I picked my canning back up in a more aggressive manner than what I had been doing. I was still making jellies and my own broth on the regular, just smaller batches, not the level that I'm at now. But I had time, and that was when I started gardening. We were living in an apartment, and I had went to the office and asked them if I could put small garden beds along the wall of our apartment because we were on the 3rd floor. And the deal with the front desk lady was that I could, as long as I gave her some tomatoes and some mint. I didn't have any issues with that. And so I started, because our porch was in the shade all the time. There wasn't enough sun. So I started gardening in the apartment complex before we moved to the house that we moved to before we are now. And I had a much larger garden there. And of course, that's, you got to preserve the food, and there's all organic and stuff. But I remember when I went back to work, that one of the things that I was unexcited about when I came back to work was how I went from so relaxed and feeling like I accomplished things. The kids were fed, things were done, my house was clean all the time because I was playing Susie Homemaker. Then when I was Susie Homemaker when the kids were smaller, it was like very different. But that I was so relaxed that I remember thinking that when I retired that I knew that it was going to be. And it was actually when I really started thinking about that maybe I wanted to homestead, but I didn't know how to get there. And although my husband and I have not made it there yet, we have, we're building on those things, and I'm building on those skills and building on those plans for us to get there. That my week this week of just sitting and relaxing is kind of twofold, because I'm very much enjoying it, but in the back of my brain, I know that come Monday, I'm gonna have to get right back on that stress horse and work my patootie off again, and it sucks because I really don't want to have to work that hard to pay for things that I don't really want to pay for. Like, we don't own our house, we rent. I hate that I have to pay for that. I hate that I have to pay for all kinds of things, and that things are so expensive. And not only that, that I have to make sure that the budget that I'm running is big enough and wide enough to cover all the bills and all the extras and still feel like we're not poor, even though my bank account tells me we are. Does anybody else have those problems? I know this is babble. Babble updates are a thing. I think it's just because I've got a lot on my mind and it needs to come out. But to all y'all who are homesteading or on your way there, know that I'm envying you your chores.